Wednesday. This is something that we have been doing now on a weekly basis, and I'm telling you, the feedback has just been amazing. So you want to reach out to everyone you know and let them get onto the calls. There's nothing as important as having information, critical information, critical solutions to everyday problems that we face as human beings in life. And indeed, there are solutions. And this is hosted by our Life by Secret family, because we've got something pretty amazing, pretty incredible that can really help you in so many aspects of your life. And we have a lot of incredible professionals in our midst as well, who are dedicated to helping humanity with what they have and what they know. So this evening, our topic is on molecular hydrogen, a game changer in the health industry. We all know I'm in the health industry. With all due respect, I'm married to a doctor. My daughter is also about to graduate from med school. Doctors are doing so much in saving lives and helping humanity and all of that. And a lot of them are also beginning to realize that there's also so much out there in nature that they are yet to tap into, and are becoming very open-minded to also explore those avenues. And so molecular hydrogen is just one of such, and there's so many others. And people are now getting more and more open to exploring what nature has in stock for us and how we can make the maximum use of it and combine it with science as well. And so that is what makes today very special, So we have a very, very amazing individual. This guy, he is so passionate about health. He's the founder of Health is Wealth, and someone who is super passionate about health, a researcher of note in his own right, and also a consultant. He lectures in 2 universities in Ghana. He's also an IT consultant, and in fact, so many accolades you can attach to him as well. But one thing I love about him is someone who moves with conviction. So it's one thing to believe, it's another thing to have conviction. They're 2 different things. So when you move from belief to conviction, nothing can stop you, nothing can hold you back, and you go all out to help and to, bring health to humanity. And that is what this gentleman that I'm introducing to you does as far as health is concerned. He's so passionate about it, even though that is not his official whatever, or qualification, or whatever. But bottom line is everybody is worried about health. Everybody is looking for how to help their friends, their loved ones, their neighbors, people who are challenged. And that is what we are talking about. So while we have enjoyed listening to that music on freedom, we are going to embark on a journey this evening where we're going to get incredible information that will help us to have health freedom, to free ourselves health-wise. And yes, it is possible. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce our speaker for tonight, whom I've already shared a bit of his background, Dr. David King Boysen. He's joining us this evening all the way from Ghana. And he will start off with sharing what he has prepared for us. And we're now going to also ask him some questions. And I would really encourage you, please post on the chat box any questions you have on this topic that he's sharing with us today. And we're very, very excited to have you this evening. Good evening, Dr. Boysen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Ziggy, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much for taking up this episode for us. I'm really grateful from your very, very busy schedule to give us a hearing this evening. So I hope you had a beautiful day today.
I did, but Ziggy, we need to really commend you instead for what you are doing for the continent of Africa. I don't know who your upline is, but I mean, that person is lucky.
The drive I lost you there.
Of this whole Wow Wednesday is just amazing. What I normally do is that I think
we will, I'm sure he's going to try to get us back. Let's see quickly what is going on there. Okay, we lost you for a bit, Doc. So glad to have you back.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We lost you in when you started speaking. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that Let me see if I can increase the volume. Okay, it's already full. So what I was saying, Ziggy, was that I really admire what you're doing for the continent of Africa, especially for Secret. And I thank God that this Wow Wednesday concept came about, and for which reason it is driving the team in Africa and also changing lives. What I do, which you don't know, anytime I'm not able to watch, I have to play it before I sleep because I'm also passionate about health. The last time your daughter was on the call and I enjoy listening to her. And this is what we need. If not for nothing, just for our health, we need to just pay attention to some of these things. And I'm excited about that. And I can see Harry also online. Can you imagine that my upliner Kabute just sent me a message that all the best. One amazing gentleman. Because I'm veering into an area which is not my area. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just passionate about health, and I decided to do this presentation. So for all the medical doctors, forgive me if I don't mention your technologies very well. So
but that is amazing. That's what is beautiful about what we're talking about. Everyone has to become free and literally, push to find what will be helpful for them. And of course, in partnership with our medical practitioners, just similar to what you referred to my daughter last week on migraine. From her personal experience, she was forced to do that research and find a way to also help herself. So feel free and feel comfortable. I'm sure they are very happy that more people are getting passionate about health.
All right, so guys, good evening, and I'm Dr. Boysen, as Ziggy said. I've always maintained that my biggest threat is not what I'm unable to accomplish, rather what I never knew I had. That is my biggest threat. It's not what I have set out to do. And I just want to set this premise for this presentation, that what I never knew that I had, that to me is my biggest threat. We know of the story when a horse was left to go, but because the horse had the rope around the neck, even though the rope was untied, the horse could not move because the horse has lived under the pretense that he's always caged. So that is my threat. And that is what I want to share with you as my premise for this presentation. So I want to talk about molecular hydrogen. But this medical doctor, this is Dr. Catherine Samba. I didn't have this. I didn't need his permission to put her picture here. She said something at one point in time that struck me, and that's what she said. Through my education, degree, and masters, I have not been taught what I have been taught in secret. That's very profound. And I resonate with her because I tend to now understand what she said, because she's a medical doctor. They have gone deep into medicine and they have gone into the anatomy of the human being. They know every part and whatever, how we respond, to things around us. But this is what a medical doctor says. And today when I was going through my notes and I realized the knowledge that was out there, and it was secret that triggered that knowledge, I became very excited. Now there's this guy who is called Philip Crosby. I like him, and he says something. He says quality is free. Quality is free. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is that our health issues have become one of the most important issues in our lives. In fact, if not the first priority or first on the, the scale of preference. And most times what we do is that we do try and error. There are things that you can do try and error with, but not your health. But that's what we've been doing. To some extent, if doctors are constrained and they do not know what to do, sometimes they have to try and see. They do try and error. When they have done all the diagnosis and they realize that they cannot even fathom what is wrong with you, then they may want to try something, all right? But this guy is saying that quality is free because he says that if you conform to requirements, then quality is free. I'm saying this because for our health, we cannot do try and error. We need to get it right. And it is within this context that I want to do this presentation. So let's look at what is molecular hydrogen. And today I'll be doing some fundamental definition of certain things, some basic things that we did at P1. All right. So what is molecular hydrogen? And these were picked from the net. Molecular hydrogen, that is H2, is a gas that is found in trace amounts in the air. It is found in the air. It is believed that is the Japanese who started advancing the use of molecular hydrogen. And we say that it acts as an antioxidant. An antioxidant. So then I want to define what an antioxidant is, because I don't want us to use this, definitions that will make things very complicated. So they say it is it can act as an antioxidant and is thought to protect cells from oxidative stress-related damage. So we have a term called antioxidant, and we have a term also called oxidative stress, related, okay, damage. So what is oxidation? We're going to talk about that. So what we are saying is that molecular hydrogen can act as an antioxidant, and it is thought to protect from oxidative stress-related damage. And antioxidants are substances that can prevent or slow damage to cells caused by free radicals. So molecular hydrogen, according to Dr. Howard Cohn, is one of the powerful antioxidants we have in the universe, right? And we are saying that because it's an antioxidant, it prevents or slows the damage of cells caused by free radicals. And what are free radicals? Free radicals are unstable atoms that can damage cells, causing illness and aging, all right? So what molecular hydrogen does is, it being an antioxidant, it prevents these free radicals from damaging the cells. And oxidative stress is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body. All right? So there should be some sort of balance, but that balance is not there. All right? So that imbalance, you have more of these free radicals that are causing harm to your cells. And once that happens, then you have this kind of ailment that comes on your way. And we are saying that free radicals are oxygen-containing molecules with an uneven number of electrons. And the uneven number allows them to easily react with other molecules. And free radicals can cause large chain chemicals reactions in your body because they react so easily to other molecules. So one lady who posted a video on the page the other time said something that, struck my mind. She said that, you see, molecular hydrogen is that, gas that when it gets into your cells, what it does is that it gives your cell hydrogen. And then once it activates those dead cells through the infusion of hydrogen. These hydrogen that gets into the cells now help the cells now to work on the free radicals to turn the free radicals, its negative activity into positive activity. And I agree with that because here you read that oxidative stress is an imbalance between the free radicals and antioxidants. So when there's that imbalance, that's where you have the oxidative stress. Are you with me? So we've defined about 3 or 4 things. We know what molecular hydrogen is, we know what an antioxidant is, and we know what free radicals are, and also oxidative stress. Please, if you resonate with me, if you get me clear, just type 1. I just want to see if you are with me. If you get this, we need to understand these basics so we can proceed. Right? Stanley say yes. That is good. Kezia says yes. So anytime we talk about molecular hydrogen gas, we know that molecular hydrogen gas is an antioxidant. Okay, and all that it does is protects your cells from oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is the imbalance between the antioxidants in your body and also the free radicals. And these free radicals are actually those substances that damage or slows down the growth of your cells. It can damage your cells, and once your cells get damaged, you are screwed. So that is what it is. Now let's also go to define what a cell is. These are basics. If you remember P1. So what is a cell? The cell is a structural and functional unit of all the living organisms, and it's also known as building blocks of life. Did you get that? The cell is the building blocks of life because life is in the cell. All right? That's simple units of substance, substance that you find in your system, okay? That constitutes what? The cell. And we are saying that it is what? Life. It is known as the building blocks of what? Life. Now, the human body is composed of trillions of cells with their own specialized functions. And the term cell was first coined by Robert. And the cell is made up of water, about 2/3 of the cell, and rests in a mixture of molecules. The molecules are made up of proteins, lipids, and then you have the carbohydrates. Now, cells convert the raw materials in our food into molecules our body needs using thousands of different metabolism reaction. Now, metabolism is just an activity that transforms the food that we eat into what? Energy. If you hear the term metabolism, that's what it means. So now we know what a cell is. Are we good to know? Are we good to go? Now we know. If you understand what a cell is, type 2. All right. So that is what a cell is. Right? Correct. So now what have we learned today? We have learned about what molecular hydrogen is. We have learned about what an antioxidant is. We have also learned about what an oxidative stress is. Okay. And then we have learned about what? Free radicals. All right. And we say free radicals are dangerous because they are unstable atoms that can damage your cells, causing illness and aging. So this fight about the cells is all about the function of what? The free radicals. And if you remember those times in P1, we're talking about cells, the part of the cells. You remember the cytoplasm, the cell membrane, the mitochondrion, the nucleus. You remember those, those terms, all right, at P1. All right. So this is a normal cell, all right? And this is a cell, a victim cell, a cell that has been, has been affected by the substance called free radicals. right? And then when it gets to this stage, then the oxidative stress happens. So most of us who are having inflammatory diseases, and inflammatory disease is every disease that is cell-based, all right? That the root cause of that disease is cell, the cell, either through oxidative stress or other means, all right? So when I say inflammation, that's what I mean. So most of us have our cell, being caused by oxidative stress in this state. And once it happens so, it is sometimes nearly impossible, for the scientists or those in medicine at this stage to reverse the situation. What they can do is to manage it. They can only manage it. So they will manage the destruction of the cell. They will slow the destruction, but it cannot be potentially be reversed. Now, the good news is infusing hydrogen, okay, adding hydrogen to the harmful free radicals will give you this. And this is H2O. In other words, the hydrogen is going to clean, or is going to cause these harmful free radicals to work in a certain manner that will build your immunity than reducing it. So that is what it is. Okay? If you are with me, just type 3. If you are with me, just type 3. All right? If you are with me, just type 3. I just want to see if you are followed, right? Okay. So now what do we know? We know about oxidative stress. We know about what? Molecular hydrogen. We know about what? Antioxidants. We know about what? The free radicals. We know about the cell. And we know how a normal cell is, and now how a victim cell is. And when the free radicals causes pain or harm to the cell, how it looks like. And that brings that oxidation that we are talking about, okay? And how H2 can potentially, once you infuse it into your cell, this is what happens, okay? It turns it to your H2O as you have it. Now, benefit of molecular hydrogen gas. I give credit to Angela Cassandra Alote. I call her the Dr. Howard Cohn in Ghana. Now, do you know that scientists have established that the speed and endurance of recovery of injured sportsmen can be triggered by molecular hydrogen gas? Indeed, they said that studies show that molecular hydrogen supplementation with hydrogen-rich water improves sports performance, recovery, and health. It improves it. I didn't say it, all right? I have the reference here. I can share the slide. I didn't say it. This is science, nutritional science. This is what they found. So I go back to my earlier statement I made, that my greatest strength in life is not what I'm unable to accomplish. But my greatest strength is rather what I didn't know that I had. Now today you know that even if you want to go veer into the sports industry, you will, my brother, you have a lot to do. You can help people recover. Now, you know that those times I've been an active footballer, I've played football to professional level. I had an injury, stopped, and decided to go to school. All right. And when we get injured, there's a spray that they spray. They spray it and then they use ice block. They make sure that you recover very fast. Now, if molecular hydrogen can help the speed and endurance and can also help them recover, then it means that very soon molecular hydrogen will be on the, the molecular hydrogen based, supplement will be on the field. and people will be asked to drink or chew, and then they will feel well, because indeed, over time, with the 1 year of being in secret, I have realized that these products that are molecular hydrogen, infused, molecular hydrogen infused, or molecular hydrogen generating alkaline minerals, these products work instantly, especially the recovery. And this is no doubt. I have interacted with people and I've given it to them, and I've seen it a number of things. So if someone has some injury, on the field, any molecular hydrogen related supplement should be able to do that. Okay. Now, so benefits of molecular hydrogen. Now, I saw this also online. Can you see? It said inflammation, autoimmune diseases, ulcers, neuromuscular diseases, skin disorders, metabolic diseases, type 2 diabetes, infections, sepsis, cancer, proliferative diseases, neurodegenerative diseases, radiation effects, cardiovascular diseases, stroke, etc. Now, there's a doctor, a medical doctor, who is called Dr. Phil Forey. And I'm going to share his story with you. In fact, this doctor has been calling me for the past 2 weeks, because we've made orders and the orders are not in. And the ones that I had, they are all gone. I received how many? 11 Immunex today, 24 boosters today, and I also received 11 recoveries. I've seen that another delivery is also on the way, and to tell you, they are gone. They are gone, they are just gone. And this guy is just on standby with other doctors who are now, appreciating what the wonders that molecular hydrogen gas is doing. Now, I want to ask a question. What about COVID-19? What about COVID-19? I used to have some sort of fear talking about COVID-19. The fact that molecular hydrogen is able to address the issues of what COVID-19. In other words, COVID-19 is also caused by oxidative stress. So using H2 molecular hydrogen, you can potentially reverse it. And I didn't say it. Now, this is a study that was published 2021, just last year. And they did an extensive study looking at inflammations, cell-based diseases. And what they found was that, and let me read. In this review, we hypothesized a possible mechanism by which H2 inhibits mitochondrial oxidation. Medical application of H2 may solve the problem of many chronic inflammatory-based diseases, including coronavirus diseases. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Ziggy, did you hear that?
Yes, I did, loud and clear, honestly.
Did you hear that?
I heard it loud and clear, absolutely.
Now, I used to be afraid to talk about these things, but I found out that unknowing to me, there were extensive studies on the use of molecular hydrogen. And I was shocked. So what you see here is not something that I'm saying. It is something that I have used personally. We have walked to, hospitals medical doctors have called us at a point where patients had no hope. And this thing was able to help out. There was a time that one of our Christian brothers called me and said that the doctors have said that they don't know what is wrong with my brother. Had COVID, but now they don't know. They said the COVID is gone and all that. But this guy says that he is dying every day. And the doctor says that they don't know what to do. So when this guy mentioned one of our product recovery, he said, okay, we are going to discharge him anyway. So maybe you can bring it. We sent the product on Thursday. Friday, the guy sent it to the hospital. Monday, the brother was discharged. And the guy is healthy until now. All right, I've sent it to Nigeria. One of my students who lost the sister, it was this molecular hydrogen that saved the guy himself. After he took it for, I think, 3 or 4 hours, he had, because the whole family, they were down with, COVID-19. It was able to help build the immunity for him to survive. So we have no qualms about that. So 2 of our products have the infusion of molecular hydrogen, guys. We have the recovery, the almighty recovery, and then we have the hydro effects. The recovery is calcium based. The hydro effects is magnesium based, right? And we are saying that these minerals, these products are made from molecular hydrogen alkaline generating minerals. Research has proven that there is no disease or organism or bacteria or virus that can stay in an alkaline environment even for 1 millisecond. No. So the fact that these products are alkaline generating minerals, it puts us in a different level, right? So they are alkaline. And let me talk about the booster. The booster is not made of, molecular hydrogen either, but the booster is also alkaline based. And Dr. Ofori that I spoke about has used the booster, the recovery, and the cap to deal with fibroid. And as we speak, the patients, the size of the fibroid has melted to a small size. The guy has the report, and if you see it, you'll be amazed. And there's a medical doctor talking to me. And let me tell you what Dr. Ofori says, and let me bring this presentation to a close. Maybe you have a question. Now, Dr. Ofori, I made him engage a lady who had kidney stones. So I wanted the lady to speak to him because he's a medical doctor. Now, the statement the medical doctor, Dr. Ofori, said was this. He says, this defies logic. He says, the kidney stones were coming from your stool and your private parts. He says, no, this defies logic. That's what he says. Said, Dr. Boysen, that's why the urologist is looking for you, because they cannot understand. That's not what we were taught. But this is what we have, guys. And for me, where I sit, guys, I've transitioned from just being a secret agent, of just being a retail agent, all right, to a level of helping people. That's what I'm doing. I go to a church, I was having a lecture, I asked how many people are not feeling well. 80% of the church members, raise their hands. Do you know what that means? We are there for spiritual food, but we are sick physically. And that is very dangerous. So somebody said, I've taken this as a ministry. And if I tell you how far this product has gone, You'll be amazed. And I go back to what the statement I made earlier, that I'm not afraid of not being able to accomplish what I have set myself to do. But what I'm afraid, what is a threat to me, is what I didn't know I have. Thank God I know what I have. So these are testimonies that I generated myself. There are some others generated. This is the lady who took just recovery and had the kidney stones removed. Now, he has removed 5 kidney stones up until now. They are all at the pathology department at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital in Ghana. And the doctor says that, I mean, if it has not been that he was bringing it there, they would have thought that he was using the same stone and he was taking pictures. Now, this lady was scheduled to go to China for another procedure. And the doctor says that it will not be necessary anymore because she's recovering very fast. Over the past 1 or 2 months, there are a number of diseases that they've brought to my attention. There are some, I heard about sciatic nerve, and I Googled, found out if it's an inflammation, if it's a cell base, I know that our supplement will be able to help. I've heard about sarcoma. That's what blew my mind. This sarcoma thing, they took it to Cuba. I mean, the doctor says they could not address the issue. And for some reason, these guys came to my house. I told them I'm not a medical doctor. I don't treat patients. I have supplements. We don't make any medical claims. And then they took it. And I can tell you that what is happening before my eyes is just marveling. And this guy has started preaching the good news to other people. So my greatest joy is that I found secrets. That's my greatest joy. But my greatest regrets, guys, is that I lost my mom before I saw this. And sometimes I think perhaps it was my fault. Why? Because someone somewhere was sending me pictures of these products I never read. And I've learned the bitter lesson, always to read everything. So what I want to tell you this evening, we are in Ghana in the evening, that if you will not show this product to anyone, show it to yourself. Have a good evening, and thank you so much for your time. Ziggy, take it over.
Wow, 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 wow. That was absolutely amazing. Short, sweet, to the point. I mean, this is what an amazing information that we have. And honestly, the quote you started with is just, I mean, I'm going to borrow that quote. Absolutely incredible. I love it. When he says that his greatest fear is not what he has set out to accomplish, because you already know that, but what you did not know that you had. I mean, that is so powerful. And, you know, my heart goes out to you with the loss of your mom. I know how it feels. Just saying, oh, if only I had seen this a few days ago, or just this. And, you know, a lot of us are stuck in that situation where we are so closed-minded. And yet, around us, the world is changing so fast. If anything, we should be all eyes wide open, you know, examining everything that is put before us. So Dr. Boysen, we're very grateful for this amazing sharing that you've done, the way you have simplified molecular hydrogen and the, you know, free radicals and everything we hear about, you know, it's just mind-blowing. Guys, if you have questions, please post it on the chat box. We will do our best. Like you heard him say, he's not a medical doctor, but he is passionate about health and is going all out to help people out there, and we'll endeavor to answer that for you. And to our guests on the call, you heard him talking about his life by secret and all. I mean, this is a gift, literally, that we all have. A real gift that we have been granted and all of that. You know, so you don't want to walk away from here without going back to the person who invited you to this call and telling them to tell you more about what you have just listened to this evening. So, you know, Dr. Boysen, I'm just so excited. I'm normally not speechless. I'm almost speechless this evening after listening to what you have said. I mean, I am a strong believer in molecular hydrogen as well. I'm fortunate to be married to a medical doctor as well. So he told me from the beginning, Ziggy, these supplements are the best he has come across, the cleanest he has come across, the safest with no side effects. And this is also a doctor saying that, and that is something that really warms my heart. So guys, if we have questions, let's pop our questions for Dr. Boysen. And what I wanted to ask is that, so now you have shown us two of the supplements that actually contain that molecular hydrogen. So is it, they are nutrition supplements. How do people take them? Do you just take them even if you're healthy? If you have nothing, you feel nothing is wrong with you, So will I just take them if I feel I'm healthy and nothing is wrong with me?
So, when I started the presentation, I took I took 4 of this. I took 4 of this before. For me, it has become part of my daily life. I take these things as food. I don't look at it as medication, as food. What I've realized, and I can share this with you, most times when you start taking, especially the recovery, you take it within maybe sometimes 5 minutes, and then you realize that you have a relief. Some people get it under a minute. They just take it depending on your system, your metabolism, how your system, the anatomy of your system, the way it is. It goes in and begins to work. Now, anytime the molecular hydrogen, the recovery starts, the molecular hydrogen in it starts now infusing the gas into your cells, you begin to suffer some pain. In fact, if you had a pain, it escalates. It might be 2 or 3 times. Ziggy, we didn't know about these things when we started. And there are a number of people we showed this product to, and they took it for some few minutes and they say it is gone. I remember a lady who lives close to us, an old lady. As a result of that, brought one highly ranked military guy, retired, came to my house one morning, also bought 1 bottle of recovery, took it for 3 days. The 3rd day called me that the pains have escalated. I didn't know what to tell him. And then I said, my goodness. In fact, at a point in time, I wanted to just forget about this whole thing. I said, what is this? So then I told myself, but it means that you don't have knowledge about this product. And without knowledge, how can you sell the product? You are not a medical doctor. And they're asking us to also see your medical doctor. You see them, they'll tell you this rather causes cancer. So they take the business. So I took upon myself to start reading and researching into this. And I realized that instead, once you begin to have the pain, within 2-3 days, you realize that the pain will subside. Sometimes it fluctuates. But anytime you see this, then you realize that, this thing is effectively working and to repair the cells or infuse hydrogen into your system. So what I do is, when I'm giving it out to people, this is what I tell them. The guy whose wife had sarcoma, I said the same thing. I think you saw I put a poster, the testimony on the page, when it says that in 12 years, this is the first time the wife has been able to sleep without screaming, without pain and all that. And then the 2nd, 3rd day, the thing escalated. But because I told them, they had to just exercise restraint. What I also forgot to tell them, anytime the pain escalates, please increase the dosage. That's all. You don't, because it is going to subside it. There's no need to, endure the pain. It doesn't make sense. So you increase the dosage. I take 4, so I tell them to take 6. When they took 6, they realized that now the pain had come down. All right. There are some people who take 6 and the pain is still up. They take 8. There are people who have taken up to 12. So the time you realize that the pain has come down, and this is just gas. You need hydrogen for your body. And Dr. Howard Cohn will tell you, if not for FDA regulation, they wouldn't have even put any dosage, level to for you to take. So, some of these things we are not privy to, and when we sell the product to people, and since we are not medical doctors, they take you one or two and then they leave it somewhere. And that's what was slowing the business. Thank God, Ziggy, we know these things now, and we can. So you can take two, some people take one, and I would tell you take 4 at a go. All right, I'll give you 4 to chew at a go. There are some people, they chew 4 and they become hyperactive, very, very, then I ask them to reduce it. But normally, for all those that I've given this product to, if I give them, I ask them to chew 4, the relief they have is just phenomenal.
Okay, we're losing him there. But
that's what
amazing stuff he's saying, and I can concur with everything he's saying.
Hello?
I personally, I take BP drugs, and I remember when I started off taking my recovery as well. Doc, we lost you a little bit, so I just took over there just to buttress.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. So I'm just buttressing what you have said. Okay, go on. Sorry.
So why did you miss me?
Yeah, no, you were talking about the dosage. We heard everything up to the point where you said. Yeah, so you say take 4 at a time. So I was just saying that I personally, I take BP. I have BP, so I take BP drugs. And I remember when I started off the recovery, I took the 4 and I felt a bit uncomfortable. So my husband said to me, reduce the dose to 2 so that your system gets used to it first. And then after that, you can then up it back to 4. And so that's what I did. So I took 2 for the longest time. And then after a while, now I take 4 and it's just amazing. Now, every single time after my exercise, I check my BP, it's completely crashed. Even throughout the day, I check my BP, it's just literally normal. So he says to me, keep taking it and doing your exercises, of course. And after a while, we will start reducing the dose of your BP. So if you're taking medication, don't just go off your medication. These are plant-based organic supplements. So the key factor why you can take up to 12 or 6 or 8 is simply because they have no side effects. They're purely natural stuff. That's what my husband emphasizes all the time. You can't overdose yourself on these supplements. They're purely, they don't have any side effects. So you just take them together with your drugs. As you improve and get better as it does its work, you can then taper out the chemicalized drugs as well. So that is something I just wanted to share from my perspective. Like he said, don't wait for when you become sick, guys. What do you think, Dr. Boysen? The whole idea is to be proactive.
What I have done, if I have done a 60-day run for stroke, and that's what I did. A combination of, and these things is because of experience with administering the supplement to people. So for those who had issues with stroke addressed, it was recovery booster, and then the greens, the power up, right? So I did the power up and then added Immunex for 60 days. And then when I was done, I also did a 90 days run. I did recovery booster and greens. I did probiotics and then Immunex. And you see, my argument is this: I work so hard, Ziggy, and I don't know why I have to deny myself when I'm buying supplement for myself. I have to deny myself, and I love myself, and I have to take good care of myself. Absolutely. I have to exist before any other thing works. Absolutely. Okay, so that's why I said in my concluding remarks is that if you are unwilling to show it to anybody, show it to yourself. There are, secret agents who have issues buying supplement for themselves. And I ask a question: if this is good for the guy and is going to help that person, why is it not good for you? Ziggy, if I remove my shirt and you look at my skin, you think I'm 46.
Like
you
me
would
too.
think that I'm around 30 years. And sometimes my wife look at my skin and says, what is happening to you? You are looking fresh. And that's the anti-aging element in the recovery and hydro effects. Okay. We have not spoken about the hydro effects, but see, the hydro effects is extremely powerful. All right.
That's in pure molecular hydrogen. Pure molecular hydrogen, yeah.
So it has the molecular hydrogen, it releases the gas in 12 hours gradually. You know, I tried it the first time I took it. I mean, the effect I have, I cannot share it here. It was crazy.
I know exactly what you're talking about, especially for men, all the men out there, we know. So I just want to read some of the comments from the chat box as well. He says, yes, he says, I now understand why my father is feeling much better after taking Power Up. Joint pains are gone, no more insulin injections for the diabetes, and his teary eyes have dried up. It's crazy, I tell you. So these are just some comments in the chat box from people who have access to this already. We have so true. First time I took recovery, this is from Konya. I had increased pain in my womb area. I continued, and now my increased period flow due to birth control has gone to its original normal days of flow. So this is amazing stuff. So we have so many of that coming in. Yeah, so yesterday I was very sick and very weak. I chewed 3 recovery tablets and I felt better after an hour. So there are just so many out there. I mean, from even me as a host, from my personal family, and from so many people out there, we have helped. The key thing is being able to help as many people as possible out there. This is just something that is absolutely amazing. And as you would know, just, with all due respect to pharmaceuticals and all of that, they want to promote what they want to promote. But bottom line is that your body cannot lie to you. That's the bottom line. You can tell yourself how you feel when you take this or take that or take that. Your body can't lie to you. So listen to your body, even in terms of the dosages like he explained, and of course, people having different rates of metabolism in terms of your metabolic process and all of that. So listen to your body, and of course, consult with your medical practitioner as well. That is 100% recommended, even by Dr. Howard Cohn, who produces the products. So at the same time, when you do that, you listen to your body as well. So it has been incredible. I see a question here asking what do you recommend for someone with lung cancer? And I just want to say that, like Dr. Boysen said in his talk, he's not a medical doctor. He doesn't, you can't, this is not a consultation session, but these are health supplements that are helpful for so many things. But let me give him that opportunity to respond. Yeah. So Ziggy, it says, what combination do you suggest for treating lung cancer? Yeah.
I'm dealing with a similar one that I saw last week, not this Sunday. After a seminar at the church, they took me to this patient, and they have told the patient that they want to cut the leg. I mean, the leg has swollen, and so what I told them was that, anyway, if you decide to refrain from eating this oily foods and then meat and all that, that will be the beginning of the body itself trying to recover, because then the nutrients that you are feeding into the body will help the body to build its immunity. So in such circumstance, my recommendation is that it's more of the recovery, the hydro effects, the booster, because the person will still, we need to alkalize the system so that, these cancerous, particles will not be able to survive. And they take the recovery. In fact, the pain, the guy was taking tramol. Do you understand? Tramol for the pain. That is the apex.
Apex, yeah.
So when they take 6 of the recovery, it doesn't do anything. And let me also add that because they've taken this pharmaceutical product into their system, it takes time sometimes for these supplements to now begin to work with their system, to sit with it. It takes time because it has to take all these toxins from the system and then now adapt to it. So normal recovery booster hydro FX, and then you can add the greens, but the hydro FX should be high because of the fact that you have the cancer. You need a more push. Recovery will release the molecular hydrogen immediately, but you need it to stay in the system for a very long time, and that's why you need the hydro FX to be part of it. And then you can add the Immunex. The Immunex is one powerful. Maybe there will be another day to talk about the Immunex and what its effect on our health. It has done a lot. I mean, since we started, I have personally, and like Ziggy said, I work with conviction. I don't know how she got to know, but
actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, I am in this then because of one reason, that I want to live long. I am in this for one reason. And I've told my colleagues who come around me, I told them that I'm just praying. I'm not just being proud. I'm just praying that Secret maintains the quality that they have.
They will.
That's my prayer. Anytime I go on my knees, I pray for Isaac. I pray for Dr. Howard Bond. I pray for them that they maintain what they have done. Because if they've done this, then the nutrition came in 2018, right? And we are praying that we have that. Because I can tell you, and I keep saying this, the explosion of this product, the skincare and the nutrition on the African continent. And I keep saying that right today's day, that anytime you hear me saying this, write it down. Because I know what I've seen. I know how it has helped me. And I know the people that it has helped. I have met a high government official who was basically taking, injections. You are a medical, your husband is a medical doctor, your daughter is also becoming a medical doctor. This arthritis, they've tried everything. And now they inject, something in the knee, just to subside the pain. So when someone just saw, and just know this, someone saw it on my status, and these people who come to me are not people who are my friends and my loved ones. I'm not connected to them. They just saw it. And then one person used it to help, and they recommended it to this woman. About 5 days ago, I think a week ago, they called me. I even called Kabuti. Now, Dr. Boysen, I called just to express my sincere gratitude. And I said, Mom, what has happened? It says that the pains have vanished. That was her words. It has vanished. Then she said that, don't be too happy, excited, because that's not the only thing that helped me. But the other one that you don't know, it was prayer. Then I said, of course, prayer. Because if not for prayer,
yes,
I don't know, you wouldn't have even discovered this.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. Now, when I called Dr. Ofori and told Dr. Ofori, do you know what Dr. Ofori told me? He said, but arthritis is the smallest thing that recovery can handle. That was what the doctor told me. So my advice is that
I think I'm losing him here.
Yeah.
Can you hear him? If you can hear him,
I can
type
hear
a
you.
1 for me. If you can hear Dr. Boysen, just to check if I'm the only one. Okay, I think we have him back. Okay, great. So I think my network. Fantastic. No, go ahead. At least our viewers can hear you. It was my network. Yeah.
So what I will advise is that the reason why people are being lackadaisical about this whole concept is just because they don't have any experience. They have not. There's one bit where you have met secrets, and another one when secret has met you. All right. If you met secret, if you had an encounter with the product, it's a different ball game. And I believe that the things that we have done in Africa with this product, I don't think that in other regions they've done that. And that's why we have, yes, I mean, we have our own testimonial book. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
We have our own testimonial book. Okay, I think there's a hand up. There's one or say Krajal or something.
No, I think it probably must be a mistake, I think.
The hand has been up for a very long time.
No, we will prefer you type your questions on the chat box, please. I think she's raising her hand that she can hear you if yeah. So right now we already are 6 minutes over our time. And so in order to just conclude, I would like to share my screen. Dr. Boysen, very quickly. Oh dear, what's happening here? Oh, what's going on? Screen, sorry about that. I think I'm sharing the wrong screen there. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on? My screen is refusing to share. Okay, let's do this. Okay, yeah. So I would like
we can see your screen.
Okay, you can see the Health Made Simple Total Wellbeing, right? Okay, so first I would like to thank Dr. Boysen for such an insightful evening, full of fantastic information, life-saving information. And like we said in the beginning, what you don't know, you don't know. And being open-minded is literally the secret to surviving in the times in which we stand right now. And he's literally poured out his heart in terms of the research information he has, plus the testimonies that has been, he also has from people he has helped in Ghana and around the world. And of course, you've heard from some of our guests on the call through the chat box, plus my own personal experiences, guys. But I'd like to close this evening by just telling you, if you know anyone, if you're not already in Life by Secret, and you know any whoever that invited you to this call, go back to them and ask them, how do I lay my hands on this Health Made Simple set? This is the set that will ensure that your general well-being is intact. Whether you are a member of Life by Secret or you are not a member, do yourself a favor. Get this set and take it on a daily basis, whether or not you think you're healthy or not. We don't know what is going wrong in our system. When we started taking this Health Made Simple as a family, we were shocked at the different corrections that were taking place in our system that we didn't even know that they would do. Secret doesn't make any medical claims. I'm telling you now, go to our site. They are the most modest people that I have ever come across. They don't make any medical claims. They advise you to seek your consultation with your physician and all of that. But one thing I can tell you is that the body does not lie. So your body will tell you what you have experienced. Your body will tell you how precious these nutrition supplements are. And like we've already said in our previous editions, we don't get what we need from our food. And so these are nutrition supplements to give us those things that we miss out on our food, and also to make up for the lifestyle that we have. I mean, we're listening to a microscopist the other day on YouTube, and she said that when you're talking about having acid in the body, it's not when you drink acid But just having a quarrel with a friend, getting angry and upset, releases acidity into the system. So think about the kind of lifestyle that we have. And these nutrition supplements actually help to correct that and put your body in an alkaline state. And like our guest, our incredible speaker this evening, Dr. Boysen, who we call Dr. Recovery, by the way, told us how these, if you have your body in an alkaline state, you cannot be prone to cancers and chronic diseases and liver and kidney problems and all. So let's do ourselves a favor. There's no point having information and not making use of it. This episode, these shows that we do every Wednesday is for you to have information, valuable information that you can use to then help yourself, your family, and your loved ones. So I would like to thank everyone for being on this call. Take the message out there, get everyone you know to actually lay their hands on this Health Made Simple set. And that is, you'll be doing yourself a favor. And just like Dr. Boysen said, if you cannot help yourself, I don't see how you can help other people. This is not just about selling stuff and making money. Nope, this is about helping humanity. That is what this is about. So let's show Dr. Boysen some love on the chat group. If you can read Dr. Boysen, lots of thank yous, lots of love and warmth from you, all from the chat box. People are pouring out and just giving you thanks. And I am joining them to say that thank you so much for being on this call tonight. We have learned so much, and we're definitely
and Ziggy, let me just thank the African Research Hub. I can see some of them on the Dr. Catherine and Samba, one genius lady, and then we have also. You see what she's doing? She wouldn't rest without a fight. Now they call me Dr. SSST, and I'll leave that.
You want to tell us the meaning of that before we
they
close?
Call me a sex therapist.
Oh my gosh! Okay, I shouldn't have asked. Okay,
and
yeah.
Then Angela Cassandra Alote.
Yeah. Okay,
Angela Cassandra Alote, and the other members who are also on the call, Josephine and the likes. You have Grace from Uganda, Dr. Grace, and then Grace from also Kenya, and then we have Kofi Afedi, and then Chumesi, our host, the one of the prettiest lady in secrets, who is also part of us. I want to thank them, and I've learned all these things from them, and especially Dr. Catherine Nansamba and Angela Cassandra Alote. Thank you so much, Ziggy, for giving me the opportunity to share this. And then also shout out to my big boss, Henry. Henry, thank God for your life and what you are doing for the continent of Africa. God bless you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone. And that's how we end tonight's episode of the Wow Wednesday. Join us again next week for the next episode of Wow Wednesday. But most importantly, if you're a guest on this call, get back to the person who invited you and ask them to tell you more about this amazing, amazing concept and company called Secret. Thank you very much and have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Catch you next week. Bye for now.